All right, let's talk about PUMA. We've got a huge question on the table today. Is this iconic brand about to stage a massive comeback, or is it just corporate prey waiting for a takeover? Let's get into it.
You see this logo and you instantly know what it is, right? For forever, it seems. It stood for speed, for style, for this cool factor. I mean, from the Olympics to just walking down the street, Puma's legacy is huge. It feels like a brand that's just unshakable. But then you see this. Oof. The products are not a must-have, not hip, not very popular. That is a brutal reality check coming from a German news analysis. And it kind of captures this feeling that's been lingering, that huge gap between the legacy we just talked about and, well, that's the heart of the problem.
Okay, so let's dig into this. Puma has a problem. It's a legacy brand that's seriously losing its edge.
Think of it like this. Puma's getting squeezed from both sides. It's a classic pincer move. You've got the giants, Nike and Adidas, just pulling further and further ahead with their crazy budgets and new tech. Then, on the other side, you've got all these new trendy brands popping up, the ones that blow up on TikTok overnight. And Puma, it's kind of stuck right in the middle, trying to figure out where it fits.
And the numbers, well, they really back this up. It's not just a blip. We're looking at a pretty consistent downward slide here. The share price dropped over 12%. Market cap down almost 13% in just 1 year. Those are some serious warning signs. It tells you investors are getting nervous.
So, what's the diagnosis? Well, critics are saying the collections are just interchangeable. There's nothing that makes you say, I have to have that Puma jacket instead of something else. And what happens then? Margins start to sink, things go on sale, and pretty soon people feel like the brand's just lost that creative spark, that it factor. But, okay, Puma isn't just sitting back and letting this happen. There's a plan. So let's check out the new playbook from CEO Arne Front. How are they going to turn this ship around? It all comes down to this brand elevation strategy. Sounds fancy, but it's basically built on 3 key ideas. First, they need to figure out their brand DNA again, make it unmistakable. Second, get serious about their high-performance gear. Remind everyone they're a real sports company. And third, they want to be a bigger player in that high-fashioned sports-style world. And it's not just about branding. They've also got this efficiency program they're calling Next Level. And yeah, this is the tough part. It's about trimming the fat, right? Simplifying their product lines, getting those profit margins up, and making some really difficult cuts, like 500 corporate positions. The goal is to get leaner and meaner, basically. Okay, but is any of this actually working? Well, we're starting to see some good signs, some little green shoots. Check this out. Their old school wholesale business is down a bit, yeah. But look at their direct sales. Direct-to-consumer is up 12%, and their own e-commerce site is up a whopping 17%. That's huge. It means they're building that direct connection with you, the customer. So let's talk about how this strategy looks in the real world. I mean, how does it translate to an actual product you can buy? Well, it looks like one shoe that's carrying a ton of hope right now. We're talking about the surprising comeback of the Speed Cap. And this is a really big deal. If you don't know, the list index is basically the scoreboard for what's hot in fashion globally. And look at that. Number 3 hottest product, the Puma Speed Cat. This isn't just a sneaker anymore. It's a full-blown fashion it item. It proves Puma can still create some serious buzz. And you can see that buzz right here. Just look at this Google search graph. It's not a gradual climb. It's a rocket ship taking off in late 2024. That's real organic demand from people everywhere. This is exactly the kind of spark they needed. So how does something like this even happen? It's all about culture, really. You get a few major influencers, a few trendsetters to start wearing something, and bam, it just ripples out. The Speed Cat suddenly became this status symbol. You saw it on the right people, in the right Instagram posts, and everyone wanted in. So at the end of the day, the Speed Cat is more than just a hit shoe. It's proof that the plan can work. It shows that Puma does still have what it takes to fight back against that nasty critique we saw at the beginning. They can create a product that is, without a doubt, a must-have. All right, so things are looking up, the comeback story is in full swing, and then a massive plot twist. We have to talk about the takeover wildcard. I want you to burn this number into your brain, 28.7%. That's how much of Puma is owned by one single shareholder, a company called Artemis. And what they're planning to do, well, it could change the entire game.
So Artemis is the investment firm for the super influential Pinot family. We're talking big, big money. And they've pretty much said they want to sell their stake in Puma. The official reason? It's no longer of strategic importance. What that really means is their massive, nearly 29% chunk of the company is up for grabs. That makes a takeover, yeah, not just possible, but really likely.
And you better believe people are interested. The list of potential buyers reads like a who's who of global brands. We're hearing names like the Chinese sports giants Anta and Li-Ning, Authentic Brands, CVC, even ASICS. The fact that all these heavy hitters are circling, it shows you they think there's a ton of value locked up in Puma, even with all the problems.
So this leaves Puma at a huge fork in the road, right? There are two very, very different paths forward from here.
Okay, so let's put it all on the table. In one corner, you've got the internal comeback story, the evidence, that awesome direct-to-consumer growth, and a genuine hit with the Speedcat. But in the other corner, you have the external takeover. The pressure is on because of those weak margins, and this is the big one, a huge shareholder that wants out now.
And that brings us right back to our big question. Will Puma's new playbook be enough? Can they actually race back to the top all on their own? Or is this comeback cat about to get caught by an even bigger predator in the corporate jungle? That's the billion-dollar question.